Hi, we are going to look at some applications of proportions in this next set of lessons. So lesson number 3 in module 3 is all about applying proportional relationships. So you're going to be doing cross product property of the yin yang, and it'll be great. But what's nice about these sort of relationships is you can sort of figure out how they sort of all work together in terms of their proportions, and you're sort of applying them to real life. So things that you're going to be paying attention to is making sure you're setting up your proportion correctly. So when you set up your proportion, you want to have the same thing being compared horizontally on the numerator and denominator, and sort of same ratios being compared vertically. So here's our first one. This is probably one of the more complicated proportional relationships situations that you could have. But this is the one that's probably most applicable to our real lives. So an environmental scientist wants to estimate the number of carp in a pond. So if you notice my little thumbnail on this one, it's all about me being a fishy. All right, he captures 100 carp and he tags all of them, and then he releases them back into a pond. A week later, that same scientist returns and he captures 85 carp. And this is the data that he ends up gathering from that. When he captures them, he finds that of the 85 carp that he recaptured, 20 of them have the tags that he put on, and 65 of them don't. Okay, so using this data, estimate the number of carp in the pond. So we need to create a proportion that will help us figure out the total population, estimation-wise, of how many fish are in this particular pond. So we are going to be looking at 3 major numbers. One major number is here, the number of fish that were tagged when he was able to take them out of the pond. We are also going to look at this number here, because that's the total number of fish he took out of the pond the second time. And we are going to look at, where's my 100? There it is. We're going to look at this number. Now, why am I picking those numbers? Well, I need to look at how the tagged numbers of these carp are sort of comparing between one situation and another. And what we're doing with this second situation here, with him capturing 85 carp and the second time that he goes to the pond, he's essentially looking at this and saying, this is the general population of this pond. I caught a lot of them. 85 is a decent amount in a pond. So I caught 85 carp. What proportion of this relationship that I have here is tagged? I know at least 100 fish in this pond are tagged. Of the 85 I caught, 20 of them are tagged. So now what relationship can I create? So essentially we can do this. We have 20 tagged carp out of 85 that he caught. His population that he has is 85. He got 20 of those carp. Now he knows in that pond, as long as no fish has died or no fish has escaped or whatever, there's still 100 carp in there that has tags. So now we're going to set up this proportion. 20 over 85 is equal to 100 over x. Notice in this, I have all the tagged fish in the numerator, and I'm comparing the population, the total population of fish that he gathered, to the total population of fish in the pond on the bottom, okay? I'm also looking at, this is one amount, or this is one catch of the fish. He caught 20 fish, and there was 85 in that total catch. And we know that this is the total number of tags in that pond versus the whole population. So this is one ratio we're going to look at, the entire pond versus a small portion of that pond. So now we are going to use the cross product property to solve this. 20 times x is one part of that cross product property, and 85 times 100 is equal to that. 20 times x is equal to 85 times 100. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to be Vanna on you guys. So I now need to do a little bit of math. 20 times x, it's going to stay there for a little bit, is equal to 85 times 100 is 8,500. And now I'm going to divide by 20, and I get x is equal to, I already did the math, 425. So he can estimate, and understand this is an estimation because some of these carp may have been caught, within that week's period of time, some of those carp may have died, but most likely the total number of carp is somewhere around that 425 figure. So I've just found a proportion, or I found an answer to this question. The estimate of the number of carp in the pond is 425, but I need to make sure that I add a label to this, because if I don't really know what I'm talking about. I can't really relay all of my thoughts. So definitely 425 is a great answer, and I've shown great work, but that is the population. I can say, actually, I'll say that is the total population of carp in the pond. Cool? Cool. All right, watch the next video after this for another application of proportions problem. Then after that, you can start working on your must-do problems and the exit pass. So this is video 1. We'll have one more video, video 2. See you soon.